Shalom. Call hello Yahweh Shemel Shai. The honors to my teachers, starting with the apostles and others of Great Millstone, Yahweh Shemel Shai, Barakatham to the hopefully elect. And before I get on with this video, I just want to put the often disclaimer that I'm not a part of Great Millstone. I'm not a member of any camps, but I learn, study under the Great Millstone doctrine. Just to put that out there to clear up any confusion. Because there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing, a lot of people creeping in unawares, of false prophets and false teachers. So, I just want to put that disclaimer as I often do, just to clear up any confusion. But nevertheless, getting back to here, this article I came across, it says, wave of fear. U.S. suffers deadliest month of the Crown Royale pandemic as expert warns Category 5 hurricane-like surge will hit. All right. They keep predicting, because as we know, or as we should know, a lot of these numbers that they're putting out there, man, and a lot of them are exaggerated, and I'm not even going to get into that for, fear of getting striked or whatever, but nevertheless, because again, basically, man, we know what we should know, that a lot of these numbers that they're putting out there are exaggerated. This pandemic, man, it's there's constant new records being broken with the numbers that they're exaggerating. All right, and but with that, because they been talking about over the months about like a deadly surge, to to come in the future, and they're expecting another one. That's the title here. They're expecting like a Category 5 hurricane-like surge to hit. So, because it's believed, and I brought this up before, but it's believed, and I myself, I believe this, that, because of the fact that they know that a lot of people aren't going to get these vaccines, all right, and with this thing with the face mask, man, a lot of people aren't, a lot of people know that this is full of shit, so when they don't get the numbers that they want, when they don't get the mass herdity, they don't get the mass majority of the people vaccinated, it's believed that they could, that can justify them on unleashing the real deal, being that, like I've said before, these face masks, man, it's pretty much done nothing but compromise your immune system, and the thing with that is because now they're getting it to where they pretty much, they want the double mask. And I even heard somewhere that they said triple mask. They want people to wear the double mask and the triple mask, right? So the fact being that these face masks have already compromised your immune system, just one face mask, how much more damage will, with the double mask and the triple mask, how much more damage will that do? But nevertheless, all right, they're expecting like I said here again, this Category 5 hurricane-like surge to hit, and like I said, being the fact that people's immune system are already compromised, and a lot of people are already getting jabbed up or whatever, again, they could, the whatever they do release, the real deal, this could very well be the one to start seeing bodies drop, because even with this whole pandemic, all right, with this virus that's going on, man, you don't really, because all these people are dying. I was watching a interview, not an interview, but the press conference or whatever with Joe Biden. He was talking about how pretty much thousands of people are dying every day, but again, even with that, if all these deaths, man, were to be true, man, because for the most part, man, we don't really hear about people dying like that. We don't see bodies dropping. We don't really see people getting sick. We barely even hear of other people getting, catching this virus. You might hear a family or a friend or whatever every now and then, might hear someone they may have got it. But even with that, all right, it might just be, regular flu or whatever the case may be. Being that we are in the winter season, this is pretty much the prime time where people are getting, going to get sick. All right. I was meditating because I was meditating earlier because with this whole cold surge, all right, this cold weather, they got the snowstorm going out there in up north, and out here in Florida, man, past couple of days, man, it's been hella cold, all right, hella windy, all right, and I mentioned in a couple of videos ago about with the chemtrails, that they've been spraying in the air, man, because usually, with the pattern with the chemtrails, man, and the times that this surge in this weather and whatnot, because that's one thing, man, concerning this weather, man, we don't know if it's of the Most High, or I should say natural, or have this has been something that Esau conjured up, with this little harp system or whatever, but nevertheless, with this whole cold weather, man, because that could very well be Esau again, with his technology, the power of his technology and what he's capable of doing, all right, manipulating the weather, all right, because like I said, man, even out here in Florida, man, it doesn't get this damn cold, very not so often do we get cold weather like this, cold and windy weather for the most part. It's, that doesn't happen often, all right, but again, nevertheless, all right, the stage could be set to where for this Category 5 hurricane surge to take place, this the stage could be it could be getting set up, but before I make my point, I want to read on in this article. It says an infectious disease expert has warned the U.S. needs to change its vaccine plan or risk an impeding Category 5 hurricane-like surge. The stark warning came as January was declared the deadliest month of the pandemic so far, with more than 95,000 deaths in the U.S., dwarfing December's total over 77,000 deaths of fatalities. It says Michael Oysterholm, who worked on Joe Biden's transition team, is urging officials to start giving as many first doses of the C virus vaccine as possible before the United States sees an unprecedented rise in cases. We still want to get 2 doses in everyone, but I think right now, in advance of this surge, we need to get as many 1 doses in as many people over 65 as we possibly can to reduce serious illness and death that is going to occur over the weeks ahead. Even just 1 dose of the Moderna vaccine has an 80% effectiveness rate. One dose of the Pfizer vaccine is 52% effective. Still, both numbers are much better than letting people go unvaccinated. So we do know that if we get a number of first doses in people, particularly 65 years of age and older, we can really do a lot to reduce the number of serious illnesses and deaths in this next big surge, which is coming, Oysterholm continued. Oysterholm, the director of the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota, said the country needs to up its vaccination program, saying he expects a huge increase in cases in the coming months. The U.S. needs to call an audible, Oysterholm said, as it will become burdened by new cases in the next 6 to 14 weeks, given the new variants from the UK, South Africa, and Brazil. And if you don't know by now, all right, supposedly this virus has mutated in some places, like what they name here, the UK has a new variants, South Africa and Brazil. These places, as well as other places, have supposedly the virus has mutated. All right, in case you didn't know. And I even saw somewhere. I don't even want to make a possible assumption for again the fact that they could strike this video for false information or whatever. But somewhere I forgot where it was. I hadn't looked into it. I just saw the title. It basically talks about how this virus, this C virus, is going to continue to mutate. All right, just like any other disease or whatnot. This C virus is going to continue to mutate. All right, and basically it's going to be here to stay. It's not going away. Which is is going to justify them for their regulations, their their draconian laws and things of that nature. It's going to justify them for the vaccines and everything else. But reading on, it says, we are going to see something that we have not seen yet in this country, Oysterholm said. England, for an example, is hospitalizing twice as many people as we ever had hospitalized at our highest number. He continued, comparing the new cases to a Category 5 hurricane. You and I are sitting on this beach where it's 70 degrees, perfectly blue skies, a gentle breeze, Oysterholm told Chuck Todd. But I see that Hurricane 5 Category 5 Category 5 or higher, 450 miles offshore. And telling people to evacuate on that nice blue sky day is going to be hard. You can just see how they're, basically, casting their spell, their witchcraft, trying to paint the narrative and put it in perspective for people. It says he offers some tough words on the United States, saying if such a thing he predicts is going to happen. Because just going back real quick, backtracking. All right, hearing something like that, again, it'll get people thinking, man. Because I often say this, man, and I've been saying this even more lately, man. Because Esau, man, you got to give it to him, man. How he hit with his witchcraft, man, and how he does things, man, and how he puts things into play. That old serpent that was in the garden, man. All right, you got to give it to Esau for his slickness, his cunning, craftiness. You got to give it to him, man. Because this is how a lot of people are going to get deceived. They're going to fall for the okie doke. But reading on, it says he offers some tough words to the United States, saying if such a thing he predicts is going to happen, the country needs to be much faster in implementing lockdown procedures than it was at the start of the pandemic. We're really doing good in this country at pumping the brakes after we wrap the car around the tree, Oysterholm said. What we have to do now is also anticipate this and understand that we're going to have change quickly. We're going to have to change quickly. Oysterholm continued, as fast as we're opening restaurants, we're likely going to be closing them in the near future. All right, because like I brought it out in the previous video, man. Little by little, they're starting to ease up on restrictions on a lot of places. All right, which that might cause people to come back out of the woodwork, so to say. And people starting to come out more and shop or whatever. All right, which again, because that can be used as an excuse if people start coming out and socializing again. That can justify them and say this virus is starting to spread again and whatnot. It's coming back because that's the thing with these new variants. They're saying that it's more I think that they said it wasn't as deadly, but they were saying is as far as the spreading rate, I think they saying these new variants they spread quicker, if I'm not mistaken. So again, being that they're slowly but surely, opening things back up, and once people start socializing, that can, be the excuse on this so-called, Hurricane Category 5 surge that's getting ready to come. This could be the justification for it. All right, because my thing is, because they always come out with these predictions and whatnot. Like, I was also, because like I said, I was watching a speech from Joe Biden. And one of the things that he mentioned, he predicted, he said by something along the lines of by next month, man, there could be by next month. Now, I don't know if he meant This month, as in February, or as in March, or more than likely it was this month because what's today, the 2nd? So yeah, he had to have done this in January because again, like they said that this has been the deadliest month so far of the pandemic. So yeah, so I'm assuming he said this month, as in February, he was predicting as much as 500 deaths. All right, and again, my thing is how do they come up with all these predictions and all these numbers? Because they said by this time, there might be such and such amount of cases, and by this time there might be such and such amount of infections and so on and so forth. And again, my thing is how would they predict these things if it wasn't all planned out? If Esau doesn't have this all planned out, because pursuant to scriptures like Job 9:24, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. All right, so for the most part, all right, Esau, man, for the most part, all right, because ultimately all things are in the control of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and that means that includes Esau as well. Esau, he's the instrument that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is using right now to act out his will, all right, because that's what it's all about, the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So, it would only make sense, because Esau, Yahweh Shem Shai set up Esau, and gave Esau the fatness of the earth or whatnot, right? It would make sense, that they were able to, predict these things or whatnot, because again, that's my whole thing. How they're always predicting these numbers and predicting these, giving out these estimations and things of that nature. But how else would they know that? All right, because they're the one that's like the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, right? It's in the name itself, the Center for Disease Control. They're the ones that are controlling all this stuff, all right? Because again, dealing with this whole virus, man, because now we don't knock that this whatever's going on, whatever's floating around out there, it's not a real thing. That's something that I often make clear. When I talk about this, it is a real thing, all right. But the fear that they push behind it, man, all right. That's what's really getting people, all right. The fear that they're pushing behind it, all right. But like I said, like I was saying, man, being that people walking around with all these months with all this freaking face masks and whatnot, all right, people defying orders and things of that nature, people refusing to take these tests and these vaccines, all right, again, like I said earlier, the CDC, Center for Disease Control, they're the ones that control all these diseases and whatnot that's out here and whatnot. They have a hand in it, right? Because again, being that the Yahweh Shem Shai gave them the power to do so, so this is how for the most part, man, they're able to accurately predict these things. They put these numbers out there, 500,000 deaths by this month. Like how would they know that? But get a few precepts. Because again, pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth given unto the hand of the wicked. So being that they're the ones that run the earth right now. All right. This is how they're able to accurately predict these things, because they're the ones that's doing it. They're the ones that's causing all this chaos, and all this tumult and whatnot. They're the ones that's causing it, and again, because of the people's reactions, all right, it justifies, whenever they do something, whenever they put laws into place or whatever, there's always justification behind it. Let me get this. In Psalms 1:15 and 16, it says, even the heavens are Yahweh's, but the earth have he given to the children of men. So you see, because again, ultimately, The Yahweh Shemel Shai is in control of all things. All right. And again, pursuant to Job 9:24, I can keep quoting. All right. The earth was given unto these people. All right. Um, to do these things for a purpose, for the purpose of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. And that's why, again, it says, even the heavens are Yahweh's, but the earth hath he given to the children of men. And who these children of men? All right. These vile men, these base men. All right. That's Esau, Edom. All right. These elites that control this world. All right. They have the power to do so. And that's how they're able to accurately put all these numbers out there and predict all these deaths and whatnot. Predict the scenario. All right. Do their diligent search, like the scriptures say. All right. They search these things out, man. They conduct all type of operations. All right. Put all type of stuff out there to get the people's reactions so they can, again, accurately predict how the people are going to react and whatnot to all these scenarios and whatnot. All right. This is how they're able to do these things, But just a few more precepts. Trying to work on, making these a little, these lessons a little shorter. Let me get this, man. On Psalms 23, man. Psalms 23:4. It says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. All right. It says, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. All right. And regarding the elect, man. All right. Because it's only through the grace and spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai are we even still here, man. All right, because again, all the shit that they do, man, all the chemtrails and all the poison, man, what's on the surface and what's beneath. All right, because we're not even fully aware of everything that these devils do behind closed doors, man. And it's better that way, because if we didn't know, man, it would probably bug us out. It would freak us out, man. We'd lose our mind, But nevertheless, man, because the beginning part, man, it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. All right. And that valley, this valley of the shadow of death, man, is talking about America. All right. This is like a valley, man. It's like a low plain, a low place, and in this sense, regarding America, man, this place has low morals. All right. See a lot of that here, man. No, just no morals, man. No integrity. All right, it's just low morality here in America, man. All right, but this valley of the shadow of death. All right, because that's what Esau represents. He represents death and destruction. And again, that power was given to him. All right, let me get this real quick. Job 10:21. All right, being that we're in this valley of death, man. Our life, man, like the curses say, man, our life is of uncertainty, man. We don't know if we're gonna make it out of here. If we don't know if we're gonna make it through the day, man. That's why it's important, man, to stay prayed up and whatnot, man. Just knowing and understanding this devil and how he operates. All right, again, putting all type of sicknesses and diseases out there. All right. Stuff that's compromising our immune system, and just evil on all levels, man. And his death and destruction. Read this in Job 10:21. It says, before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. So you see, again, being at this place here of America, man. All right. Because again, how do they know and predict these numbers so accurately? All right, because they're the ones that are in control of this hell, this death, this destruction. They're in control of it. All right, again, going back to the name, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. They're the ones that are controlling all this death, all this mayhem. They're the ones that are in control of it. Why? Because the Lord gave them the power to do so. And this is why, again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, we haven't been succumbed to this. All right. But nevertheless, man, Because again, like I said before, you know, they could very well release this, quote unquote Hurricane 5, this Hurricane Category 5 surge. They could release the real deal, man. Like it's speculated, and elder brothers speculate, man. They could do so, that they possibly could do so, and I speculate so myself. All right. Because one thing, man, this guy's still talking about 100 days. He wants to do all this stuff in 100 days, man. You know, but it's just a wait and seeing game, man. But let me get this. All right, because again, being that we're in this low valley, man, this place of just death and destruction. Because this is that red horse, man. I'll read this in us Revelation 6 and 4. It says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth." So you see, again, being that red horse, being the red the red I almost said Hebrew, these red Edomites, right? Well, yeah, Salakia. Yeah, these red uh these red yeah, these red Edomites, you know, the power was given to them, the dominion, all the resources, the fatness of the earth, man, their technology, all these things were given to them, but they, use it for wickedness, all to fulfill their belly. It says, "And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." So you see, you know, he was given the power of the killing instrument. All right, because stuff like biological warfare, man, that's in. I mean, that's nothing new for Esau. Just look at the Gadites, the so-called North American Indians. All right, with the chicken pox. Look into that, man. All right, Esau came over here with all type of sicknesses and whatnot, and gave it to them Gadites, the Seminoles, it's like the Reubenites, which are the so-called Seminole Indians. All right, fed them all type of sicknesses and diseases and whatnot. All right, because it was in the this type of power was given to him. All right, and jumping on down to verse 8, it says, "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth." So again, because power was given unto this spirit, all right, which is in Esau Edom, which is no good, all right, to be able to do these things, all right. Death and hell followed him, all right. He was given the power of death and destruction to accomplish these things. So this is how they're so always predicting these numbers, and putting these numbers and putting these numbers out there, and predicting these scenarios and whatnot. This is how they're always able to do these things, all right. Because for one, Yahweh Shemel Shai gave him the power to do so, all right. Because the earth was given over to the rulership of these Edomites, all right, to be able to do these things. So they control all this stuff, that through the power that Yahweh Shemel Shai gave them, and this is how they're so accurately able to predict all these things and whatnot. They're able to control, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll say, like, manipulate these different diseases or whatnot. They're able to change the structure of these different diseases or whatnot. Again, hence the name, Center for Disease Control. All right, they're able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically modify these different diseases or whatnot. A lot of, for the most part, man, a lot of these, what's the word? epidemics and a lot of these outbreaks that have happened over the years, man. All right, a lot of it has been controlled, it's been set up, it's been staged, you know, by Esau Edom, because he has the power to do these things. The power was given unto him to do these things. So this is why they are so accurately able to predict these numbers or whatnot. You know, and again, going back to the fact that this quote unquote Hurricane 5, Category 5 hurricane like surge, man. All right, this could very well be the real deal. They can. This could be the one that they release to and to where bodies are really going to start dropping. All right, because again, they know that people for the most part aren't going to get these vaccines. They know people aren't going to comply. They know that riots and protests are going to come up out of this with all these restrictions and whatnot. They know these things. All right. They strategically plan all this stuff out, man. Like I said, man, they conduct all type of operations, you know, and they feed off the people's reactions and whatnot, you know. So this is just something, man. To go back to this real quick, see what this article, the title. Once again, it says "Wave of Fear: U.S. suffers deadliest month of the Crown Royal pandemic as expert warns Category 5 hurricane-like surge will hit." All right. So, hey man, just gonna continue to sit back, wait and see. Lord's will, man. He keeps the hedge of protection about us, and we be of the house of the elect, man, the house of David. We won't have to worry about none of these things. Lord's will. So with that, I'm going to give all credit once again to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, Lord's will, say shalom.